tell you, the accepted meaning of evangelist messenger and the accepted meaning of destiny is to make firm establish. So my guests and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And also, I like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I'll introduce you to my wonderful guest, Meera Shah. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching the show live or at a later date, as it means a lot to me to connect with like-minded women. Now, if you've never met before, then my name is Rae, and I love to help women to crossroads in their life, heal their past, create their future, and transform their present so they can take charge of their destiny in the here and now. I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy, and I use future life progression, past life regression, angelic Reiki, guided meditation, angel oracle cards, and hypnosis to help women who've all lost get clear on their reason for being here. And I've also created a couple of packages, journeys to help you on your path. Now, each episode of the show covers various themes of a journey, a mini guided meditation or angel card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Meera Shah, about aligning your heart and mind. And Meera has kindly offered to do an alignment meditation today whilst I do an angel card. So, do you sometimes feel that you live two parallel lives, one that you love and one that you actually live, or a separate work professional one and a personal one? Your heart is your power center, which holds your desires and connects you to your personal life force and the universal life force. Your mind is what executes what your heart wants and keeps it practical and real. So, when the two are aligned, you are at your most authentic self, most fulfilled, and most in your power. Yet most of us are conditioned to live and work from the mind only. Now, Meera Shah is a heart led, empowered coach. She is an ex banker and was living two parallel lives and was desperately unhappy. But she has found a place to align both and be her authentic self. Now, with testimonials such as, "Thanks for helping me to realize my deep down fears. I didn't even know it played such a big part in my life. It was a transformation, taking things from my head to my heart. Thanks for guiding me to the right direction. And I never realized till I started mindfulness how chaotic my mind is. You have changed my working life by opening me up to alternatives to switch off the necessary noise and coping with life stresses." So, without further delay, hello, Meera, and welcome to the Angels of Destiny show. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. And thank you for having me on the show. I'm like so excited. And as you were speaking about what you do, it just feels so good. I was getting all these goosebumps. So I'm really honored to be here. And thank
Oh,
you for
brilliant.
that lovely introduction as well.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. So, before we get into this, what's going to be a very fascinating conversation, I want to remind you that not only can you share this show, but you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Mira and I want to be part of this conversation. So, please do not be shy. So, Mira, why don't you tell us about your journey and why we should align our heart and mind?
Sure. So basically, as you alluded to, I've been a banker all my life. So I'm an accountant, I'm a banker. So absolutely, very mind driven, showing my age. But when I started banking, honestly, it was doesn't matter how you feel, you put it to the side, you suck it up, you get on with work. I know things are changing now because there's a lot around mental health and we're human. But, still, in workplaces, it's still kind of relatively unknown. And so I was really unhappy because then I got down the spiritual path and then I learned to open my heart. So I was like, okay, on one hand, I've learned to open my heart and I love all this walking in nature and connecting to guides and connecting to your joy, which is so beautiful. And then I go into work and it's kind of like, oh, here's your to-do list. How far are we on the deadline? It's very mind driven, right? And so I found that I was leading two parallel lives. And really, that's no way to live, right? You can't be living two separate lives in the hope, I don't know, that when you sleep they come together. It doesn't work like that. So you're constantly battling, and it's really difficult. So anyway, in the end, last year I got the universal nudge and I couldn't find a job. I got made redundant. And I think I knew. I said, to be honest, it took me a bit off by shock. But then I kind of thought, to be honest, it's been coming a long time. I've outgrown banking. Who I am now with an open heart doesn't really fit there. So I then thought, right, I need to find a place where the two are aligned. I didn't want to just be heart led for the reason you said. Our heart is, it's like a little child. It's full of joy, it's full of excitement, and it wants the sky and it wants the sun. And that's amazing because it breaks our limiting beliefs and it makes us so joyful. But unless it's grounded and it's actionable and it's real, it just stays a dream in your head. And that's where the mind comes in to keep it a little bit real, a little bit executed, the art of the possible. And the two together means actually it does happen, rather than just remain kind of a dream. That is the danger of being purely heart led, in my opinion.
Yeah. So how did you work? So how did you work that out? How did you come to get on your spiritual journey to actually come to that conclusion?
So, truthfully, and I don't mean to offend anyone, this is my personal journey. So, I came from banking. I kind of had a certain income, a certain lifestyle, and then I looked at kind of the spiritual path. And most of the people I knew, unless you're kind of really global masters, and I don't know for sure, but I didn't feel it was easy to earn the same kind of money. And then I thought, well, now I'm back to either or, and I don't want to sacrifice the money element. I don't want to sacrifice my lifestyle because I know me, that's just moving from one unhappiness to a different
Yeah.
unhappiness, right? And that wasn't the point of all of this. So then I think I kind of thought, right, what is going on here? There must be a place where the two exist. And I think when I looked into it, obviously in the corporate environments, everyone is more mind led. And in my experience, spiritual people are very heart led. It's really beautiful, it's really loving, it's really joyful. But there is an element, I think, of earthing and groundedness that needs to happen. And so I thought there has to be a place where the two can exist beautifully. And I think that's kind of where we all need to get to. Um, and that's the place where we find clarity, we find joy, we find purpose, we find passion. We find the life of our dreams, but not that airy fairy dream that it just can't be grounded. It's, wow, I am living the art of the possible as it is now. And, of course, it can evolve and all that. So it was amazing. And I think, just to paraphrase, there are lots of symbols of the cross, which I think is absolutely beautiful. But one of the ones I love, which I kind of used, and actually the angels had been guiding me because I'd been I'd been so unhappy. I'd been escaping into kind of the heart and the meditations and the heavens quite a lot. And then recently they kind of were showing me the cross, and it was like, you need to ground heaven on earth. The cross, heaven on earth, and what's
Yeah.
inside is outside, and it all kind of is, the heart is the center of it all, but everything needs to align. It's not just here. And they were showing me that, like, you've got all these concepts, you understand an open heart, you understand joy, all those beautiful things, but you need to ground them because that's your real experience. Otherwise, you're just always going to be in meditation in your head. And that kind of got me to, okay, so there needs to be some grounding and, some practical stuff around this.
So how did you work out what practical stuff you needed to do?
So, well, that's still the journey because the thing about going, I'll just say the thing about my journey going from mind to heart, but committing to being heart led, or letting my heart lead the way and then the mind saying, well, I can execute this and I can't. Um, Getting rid of all the limiting beliefs and the limiting programs and putting all that to the side. If I kind of realistically think, well, the mind says, well, I can work with this or I can't. It's kind of the way to drop into your heart really is, it takes a while. So one of it's obviously your breath. You can kind of just, you can breathe into your heart. And when you breathe, when you're breathing from your heart, you open your heart, you're connected to your heart. And then you think about it. You think, okay, am I feeling peaceful? Am I feeling beautiful? Am I feeling joyous? Then it comes from the heart. Is this what I want? Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? If it feels good, it's, heart led. And so, but if you're not used to being heart led, it's a muscle that needs exercising, and it can feel really weird at first because often I have to catch myself. It's like, oh God, you're just in dreamland. And then I'm like, well, hang on, actually, you know what? I'm not in dreamland. This is what my heart wants, right? And it's really difficult if you've been mind led, because and that is what happens in mind led environments. You're just told it's never gonna happen. Yeah, you're just dreaming. Yeah, that's wishful thinking. Yeah, that's for when you're on holiday. So you start thinking, oh God, is this real or am I in dreamland? It took me a while to kind of, activate my heart, listen to my heart, cut out all the noise, all the paragraphs, all the limiting beliefs. And then I found the place where, so now the mind and the heart, it's really interesting. I think everybody has their own take on it. So for me, it's kind of first I tune into the feelings. I just sit and I breathe. I really relax, because when you're anxious, you're not going to get anything out of the
No.
heart. You have to be very, with the angels, right? So I just sit and I breathe and I kind of just soften into loving, nurturing, feminine space, which is kind of where the heart feels comfortable to speak, and it feels comfortable to kind of, you know, to show itself and show its feelings. It's comfortable, doesn't feel threatened. So when I'm there, then I kind of tune into my heart and I might say, all right, let's tell me what's going on. Are you open today? What it like if we were to work tomorrow, what's our business gonna look like? Just as an example, what do you want to do? And then I get some answers. And then I go, right, let's bring in the mind. And then I kind of literally talk to the mind and I go, right, mind, this is what the heart wants. Is this doable? And then we kind of, it's weird, but I kind of have a three-way conversation. It's almost like kids. And sometimes I kind of have to have separate conversations, because sometimes it's like kids when they don't play ball.
Yeah.
And that happens, right? So sometimes they don't play ball, and it's you just have to treat it like two different kids, or two different people on a team at work. In the end, you have to find a way that it works for everybody. Otherwise, you know what? It's just not going to go very far. It could be individual conversations, but ideally, we want them to become friends, right?
Yeah.
And when they do, it just everything just starts changing. And then you like, now I start believing. I'm like, the things I read are people who've done the things I want to do, and I'm like, no, I'm not dreaming. This is possible. It's all the art of the possible. I just wasn't tuned into, yes, it's possible. And my mind wasn't tuned into, yes, it's possible. My mind wasn't even tuned into joy, let's be honest. It was so tuned into, often at work, I'd feel like, I'm sure, and I've had loads of clients who say this to me. When you're in your mind, it's like, picture this scenario, right? You probably have been out that world for a while because you're very in your joy and your heart. But picture this scenario, and I think a lot of people will picture this scenario. Wake up, do your normal routine. If you have kids, dress them, breakfast, da da da. Graham says encountered a few of those moments. Good, good. I'm glad it's not just me. Go to work, to do list. The to do list never ends. Always behind deadlines, always rushing around, always reacting because a new thing comes up that's an emergency. But it's not really an emergency, but everyone's made it an
Yeah.
emergency because they love drama. Oh my God, you come home, you're exhausted, and then you're just drained. And then it's like, okay, I better exercise, I better eat, I better relax a bit, watch some TV, repeat, repeat, Monday to Friday, repeat, right? You haven't
Yeah.
even had time to think about what makes me happy. Have I relaxed? What's going on? You haven't even had a minute, right? And then weekend, chores, couple of nights of going out, catching up with friends, Sunday night, repeat, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, now I'm a robot on a treadmill. And I knew I had to come off that. And when I coach clients, people are getting really fed up of being that robot on a treadmill, because we're not robots. We're humans. We have emotions. We have joy. We have meaning. We have purpose. We have good days. We have bad days. We have everything, right?
Yeah.
We have epiphanies. We have everything. We've got to experience everything. We have feelings. And as Graham says, quite a lot of us experience that. And sometimes, clients, I do this wheel of life with clients, and I kind of look at all the different areas of their life. I think it's quite a familiar tool to start with. And I'll tell you the one thing that happens to most of my corporate clients. We'll talk about all the different things, and we'll find places of, my health has been neglected. I need to step up. My goals are neglected. But
Yeah.
eventually, when we talk about all that, there's always a context. And I go, okay, but where are you in the middle of all of this? And then, do you know what? They've never thought about it. And 90% of them end up in tears because they don't even know that they should be at the center of the wheel. I
Yeah,
don't put them there. I let them see. I see, and most of them don't put themselves there. And then 90% is like, I need to be a wife, I need to be a mom, I need to my finances, debt, I need, and then I'm like, but where are you in the middle of all of this? And it's even a shock to them because they haven't even
yeah,
considered it, right? So that's
yeah,
where I think the two need to align because it's
yeah. That
practical stuff, and then there's you. You have to be in the center of it all. The other stuff is just to do.
Yeah, it is, and you really have, Graham totally agrees, and says that is so true, and it really is, and that's one thing we often forget, forget about ourselves, that not just us being the centre of things, but that we need to take care of ourselves as well as everyone and everything else around us, because if we're not there, then everything around us doesn't work in alignment either.
That's it. And then, and often we forget ourselves because we're so busy being kid, wife, mom, daughter, employee, whatever things you're being. But literally, there's a time where it's like, "Oh, hang on, why am I here? And what's all this about anyway? You know? And we have to, and that's where the heart reminds us of what it's all about. It's really, really important. The stuff has to happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, and that's what the mind's for. But if you don't allow the heart in and you don't allow the heart to lead, you're going to be on that treadmill for a long time. And one day you're going to be like, gosh, what have I got myself into? And, sometimes when we're in our mind, we're just so undernourished.
Mm.
Then I sometimes say to people, like, find food, and yeah, there's a bit of nourishment from food, but I'm like, apart from food, which, you know, comes and goes, the health, yeah, let's be honest. I'm like, but where else are you getting your nourishment from outside, some food? Again, sometimes that's like, oh, I haven't even thought about that. And it's what you're saying, if your cup is empty, there's no point running on empty. You're just never gonna make it, really.
No. And do you find that you get more people that are heart centered or more people that are head centered?
So it depends, and I think this is kind of goes back to the conversation at the start. So I think most people in corporate environments tend to be more mind led, and I think that is just a programming of what corporate life has been like. And it's only recently feelings are taken into account, mental health is taken into account. Otherwise, you really were told to just suck it up unless it was so bad that you couldn't function. And then on the other hand, when I see spiritual people in those circles, it's completely heart led. But it's really frustrating because I've got this really mix of, I love all those, I love all the heartland, I love all the joy, I love all the goddess circles, I love everything. But I can tell you, when I go there and they say it's 9 o'clock, and then they're just so busy chatting and giving each other love, and then they don't start till I don't know, half 9, 10. The banker in me comes out, or my mind comes out and goes, uh, we're just we're just like milling about, and we said we were going to start at 9, and I can see me getting really irritated by it. There's a real irritation that arises, and that's why I think the balance is good, because I think it's good to have some boundaries and some rules. Otherwise, you just meander a lot.
Yeah. And do you find in the corporate world that women are still more head over heart, or do you find that men in the corporate world are more heady than heart based?
So I think women traditionally are anyway more heart based and more feeling based than men, and not necessarily because that's the way it is. It's the way through centuries that men have not been allowed to express their feelings and be macho. So by I don't know, decades and generations and centuries of programming, that's kind of how females are allowed to be more nurturing and more, not that everyone is, but we're still allowed much more.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little example. My nephew, he's 5 years old, and when he cries, I- my brother, I hope he's not listening, his dad says to him, "Stop acting like a girl. Boys don't cry." And and it's just the way we're programmed, right? And had he, had my as my son, if my brother had a daughter, it'd be all right. So it kind of, it's what we teach our kids, it's what we're taught as adults. It's just the way it works. It's got to change. But what I find in corporate environments is that obviously there's an element of, you do need to just get the work done. The primary reason you're there is to get the work done, and I think you don't want to be seen as weak. So I think people, if you can see their emotion, but they stay in their minds, so that they don't want to be seen as weak. And I had that problem for a long time. I mean, I can cry. Oh, John Stewart says there's nothing wrong with
It's
a
a
man
mad crime.
crying. I
No, there
love that.
totally
I
isn't.
love that. I literally love that. And I 100% agree with that. I think that's where we've got to get to. It's an emotion we're all given, and we're given it for a reason, to express it and to use it, right?
Yeah, exactly. To relieve. If more people cried, there'd be less fights because you're getting at your frustration, your anger through tears rather than actually using your fists.
Exactly. And anger is a response. The tears are the real emotion that you're actually feeling. And in fact, if you do read any self-development books, whether it's trauma or, any kind of, um, just how to get over difficult things, one of the therapies in there is crying. Crying is healing, crying is relieving. Um,
Y-
John says he couldn't cry at the
Yeah,
end of the film King Kong. So, I'm glad it's
exactly.
changing. I'm glad it's changing, but truthfully, it's still a while away. I think it's starting to become okay, but we have a long way to go. And people like John, who advocate for it, will inspire many other, um, men, that it's okay. And actually, it is beautiful, it's natural, and it's normal.
Yeah, yeah. And as he says, crying is the best healer we have. It
It
may
really is, honestly. And sometimes when you cry, everything just gets released, and then you feel a sense of peace, beauty. Yeah,
exactly,
it's
and it
underestimated.
yeah, and it gives you an excuse to put sunglasses on.
You don't even have to hide it.
No, exactly. Unless of course although you do find if you've been crying a lot and you suddenly go out in the sun, you need your sunglasses because your eyes are that sort of like still a little bit sore from the crying. From my personal experience, because I am a crier. I say goodbye to people and I kind of like feel myself welling up. I'm just but I'm
Really,
quite happy to to cry it.
to show the emotion.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're
It's
very heart led, and it's beautiful because you probably inspire other people and allow them to kind of. And I think it's really beautiful. I do see there's more and more talk about being authentic, being vulnerable, being human. So I think it's really coming about, a lot more.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So as John says, being an empath and a healer, he finds himself crying quite often. Yeah, that's picking up around
it does. And
other
I think,
people's.
John, that's something I'm learning as an empath, finding when the tears are mine or whether they're for somebody else. Because, yeah, as you know, as an empath, you pick up other people's sadness, and sometimes you feel their sadness more than they feel it, which is
Yeah,
so bizarre. So, I've had to really, I'm still learning, but yeah, what's my sadness versus somebody else's? Because sometimes I've picked up on other people, like my mom, for example, and I'll say something to her, and she's like totally unaware of how she's feeling. And it's like, I can totally feel it. How can you not feel it? It's you. And she just, it doesn't, but it's okay. She's, everyone's different with their feelings. So,
Yeah. And Meera has kindly offered to do an alignment meditation for us today. So I will still be doing an angel card or an oracle card. But Meera has said that she'd very kindly do an alignment meditation for us, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So before we just go into that, John says we need to call Archangel Uriel 3 times to make sure it's him, her, asking him to balance our emotions. Yep, you can use Archangel Uriel, whether you resonate with Uriel as a male or female or non-specific. That's the beauty of angels. They can be whatever you feel is right for you. And they will come to you in whatever form, shape, gender they feel they want to come for you. So I take it we just all need to get comfortable and relaxed.
Yes. So I don't know how many people are doing this live, and if you're doing it live and you can relax and close your eyes, obviously the benefits of that, what you feel and what you relax, is amazing. It'll be about I won't do it for too long, but maybe like 5-6 minutes ish, give or take.
Yep.
See how it flows a little bit. Um, if you are really busy and you're listening, just listen to what I say and then maybe practice it when you go to bed, and relax and try it on your own, or come back and replay this
Watch
part
the
of it.
replay. Perfect.
And if you're on a replay, then please pause, get comfortable, and just enjoy it, because you know um, it's just it's always nice to get aligned at the end of the day. So
Perfect.
I invite you then, all of you listening, just to close your eyes, close them very gently, not very tight, and just relax into whatever you're sitting on. Relax onto your chair and just take some slow, gentle, deep breaths and come into the present moment. Make your breath as gentle and deep as you can, all the way right into your belly. And with every out breath, just release everything that's going on in your mind. The chaos of the day, the to do lists, the hunger, the stress, anything that's on your mind, just release it with each out breath if you can. Make your breath slower and stiller and gentle as much as you can. And then just feel a beautiful alignment to your heart. Make an intention to make a heart connection through this meditation. Allow your heart to feel safe, for it is safe. You're safe, you're nurtured, it's a safe environment. Sink in deeper into the chair, let the chair support you. Let your feet feel the floor and let the floor support you further. You don't have to do anything, just sink in and be held and supported by everything. Right. Then I want you to imagine right in the center of the universe is source energy, whether it's the sun, the source, God, whatever you believe in. Just connect to that source right at the center of the universe. And imagine it's glowing beautiful golden light, and we draw that golden light all the way from the center of the universe, through all the planets, through the sky, through the clouds, all the way right to the top of your head where your crown chakra sits. It is a beautiful, healing, powerful golden light that can transform anything, and it has the highest frequency of love. Open your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, and receive this golden light in. Let it relax your forehead. Let it gently kiss your eyes. Let it touch your cheeks. And let it touch your lips. Let it soften your jaw, which is where we hold a lot of tension. And let it move down to our throat. The throat chakra, let it rest there. activating the throat chakra. The throat chakra is where we use our voice. Let it give us the power to use our voice and let it give us the power to speak our truth. And then we gently let that golden light come all the way down the right arm, the right fingertips, all the way up, all the way to the other side of the left arm, all the way down, down, down into the fingertips, just filling you up with this beautiful golden light of high, high frequency. Let it come back up to your throat and let it drop into your heart. The heart chakra is our heart center. Let it activate our heart. And as it activates your heart, soften your heart and allow more and more light to come in, more of this golden light to fill your heart. And as it fills your heart, feel it soften, feel it beaming with love, receiving love, and then allow this to go all the way down just under your rib cage, which is your solar plexus. This is our power center. Let it activate your power so that your inner power and your personal power is activated and aligned to the higher power, and your personal will is your will to put out into the world. Let it give you the power to give out your will. And then feel this beautiful golden energy all the way into your belly button. And this is our center where we had the umbilical cord. It's where we get life force from our mother, where we get life force and where we connect to the world and the world connects to us. Feel safe to connect to the world, to give and to receive. Feel really safe being in the world and connecting to the world. And that's what this experience is all about. And as we continue to feel that golden light, let it drop into our root chakra, which is at the base of our spine. And from here, we just feel a deep connection to Mother Earth. It's also our sex chakra. So we allow it to activate all our sexual hormones, which is also a part of revitalizing our life and our hormones. Let this energy go all the way down, down, down through your feet, all the way down into Mother Earth, and all the way into the center of the earth. And we now feel this beautiful light all the way from the heaven or source, all the way through our body, transforming every cell in our body, filling it at high frequency, filling it with light, aligning the higher power to our personal power, to our heart, to everything, and aligning us and grounding us down into Mother Earth. What a beautiful connection of pure frequency. Just take a few deep breaths and just breathe in this energy, absorb as much of it as you can. Feel the high frequency, feel the love, feel the compassion, feel the gratitude, feel the peace, feel the support. And then we slowly draw this energy all the way back from Mother Earth and we just bring it back into our hearts. And we rest it, let it rest in our hearts. It can stay in our hearts. And just repeat these affirmations in your own minds after me. I feel really loved. I feel really blessed. I feel really supported. I feel really grateful. I feel really nurtured. I am loved. I am safe. I am supported. And say this, remind yourself 3 times. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. And we take a minute to just close in gratitude and we just, dear universe, thank you for the blessings that you give us every single day, in every single moment, and the support you give us in our lives every single day, every single moment. And we are grateful and we feel really honored and blessed for this love and guidance. And then bring yourself back into the room. Just feel the floor under your feet, feel the chair, and just ground yourself. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And when you're back in the room, just maybe if you might want to shake your hands and feet just to kind of get some movement.
Yeah,
And hopefully you feel a bit of peace and a bit of love from that.
it was very, very beautiful. I got lots of colours coming in, which was beautiful.
Amazing. I did see you managed to get quite deep into it, so that was amazing.
Yeah, and whilst we were just before I do that, John said, "Ask and you are given," and we also had Pat Mosh join us. Hello, Pat.
Hello, Pat.
And John says, "Hello, Pat and Stefan." And John says, "Sending loving, healing hugs filled with unconditional love." Oh,
Oh, that unconditional love is always what I love to end any of my sessions with because, it just makes everything okay.
it does. And John says, "So lovely, thank you." Yeah, that was really lovely and peaceful. And even if you're watching this on the replay, do let us know in the comments how you felt, and it does feel really, really nice and calm. So let's see what the angels have got to say with regards to this. So, as always, when I do the cards for what you need to know for your highest good at this moment in time. Because even though I work with the past, we go into the past to heal the past so that we can be fully present. And when we go into the future, when we know about our future, we come back and we're fully present because we're not worried about our future. So everything always comes back to our present. So, what does Meera and everyone who's watching this live or the replay need to know for their highest good at this moment in time? What does Meera and everyone who's watching this moment in time? And the card we got was Ascending the Mountain. Keep going forward.
Oh, I love that. And I think we need to hear it right now as we come out of lockdown, out of a hard time. We need to hear that, I think.
It is, and for you, Mira, it's saying, just keep going forward with what you're doing. The path is really clear for you, even sort of like mountains up and down. There is a clear path for you. You just have to keep going forward with what you're doing. So
Oh,
it's
thank
brilliant that's
you.
that's for you and for everyone watching. Again, it's saying, take those steps to move forward, and it doesn't matter how tall the mountain seems. You just keep going forward, and you'll actually be guided, and you'll be able to ascend that mountain. You'll be able to move forward to actually make more of your life, but you need to take those steps to actually go out and do it. So yeah, it's beautiful that card comes out.
It's beautiful.
And
And we always need that reminder, don't we? We
we
always
do.
need that reminder to just keep moving.
Yeah, we
And
we
remember
totally
to
do.
take your hearts with you as you move.
Exactly. Yeah, you definitely need to take your hearts with you. Your mind to get you moving, to start on that path, and your heart to lead you.
That's
Where
both
where
of
you
them will take you there for sure.
exactly. So, Mira, do you have any insights or thoughts to leave our viewers?
Yeah, I want to say, look, obviously it's always a balancing act, but just if you start your day in the morning with some kind of a bit of a meditation, a bit of a routine, if you really can't, if you're not a morning person, you have kids, whatever, then spend just even a few minutes at night. Just reflect on, am I in my mind? Am I in my heart? And you know what? Just breathe and just reflect on that. And no judging. Wherever you're at is fine. but it just tells you where you're at and where you need to shift and just, move with it. And the magic just unfolds if you just allow yourself that moment to ask.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Such lovely, lovely words. So I hope everyone that you've enjoyed this and found it insightful, because I know I definitely have, and that meditation was absolutely lovely. So Meera, if people want to connect with you, how do they do that?
The best way is probably through either social media or my website. I'm better on Facebook and LinkedIn. Facebook's probably the best, but any of those social medias I am on. You can find all the links to my social media on my website. It's unlimitedtransformations.com. And I would literally love for us to connect. If anybody has any questions, any comments, any thoughts um, on this topic or any similar topics, feel free to ping me. I always love to hear what people think.
Brilliant. And I will post all the details, so you can just click on the link and go straight to Meera. And John says he starts every morning sending love and healing, unconditional love out to everybody.
John, I'm going to add something to that. I hope you first start with yourself. If you listen to the start of the conversation, you start with you and then you give out. But I'm sure you're doing that.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, I do that. I do that every morning
It's just
myself.
reminding to give it to yourself as much as we give it to others. Both.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, and being grateful at the end of the day for both me and other people. So yeah, so it's beautiful that other people are doing that as well.
It
So, of
really
course,
is.
if you have reached that crossroads in your life and you need help finding your life purpose or getting clear on your path, then I would love to be that guide for you. So, please feel free to reach out and connect with me so we can arrange a free 20, 30-minute video call to find out more about each other and whether I can actually help you take charge of your destiny. And of course, please feel free to sign up to my weekly newsletter and receive a free future life progression recording where I take you into a future lifetime to get guidance and clarity to bring into your current life as well as a few other gifts. And I would like to say thank you so much for watching. And I would really like to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more women who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny, just like you. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, then you feel that you want to, and I would very much grateful if you did, hit that subscribe button. And of course, you can hit the bell to be notified when the show goes live every week. And John has says, if you'd like to send me a friend request, I'll be grateful to have you both as friends. Most certainly, John. And yes, it all starts with self love. We'll definitely do that, John. Again, thank you so much for everyone who's watched the show and joined in live. And if you're watching the replay, please do put hashtag replay in the comments and we will get back to you. And thank you for doing that. Thank you, Meera, so much for being on the show. It was lovely to have you here today.
And thank you so much for having me. I love all your shows. I love everything you talk about. I love your energies. It's an absolute honor for me to be here today, and I'll definitely be tuning into your next one as well.
Bless you. Thank you so much. Yes, and of course, the next show I'm going to be doing live is this Wednesday, where Graham Williamson, who was on earlier, and I will be doing angels and spirits. So I will be doing angel cards, and John will be doing some mediumship. So do check that out on Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. PST, and 2 p.m. EST. And I look forward to seeing you all again for this show, Angels and Destiny. Same time, same place next week. Bye.
See you next on Wednesday. Thank you so much.